Hello, it's Beta from Honest and Tasty here, and today I'm gonna make for you a really nice meal. It can be breakfast, it can be brunch, it can be lunch, it could be dinner, and tonight we're gonna have it for dinner. It's something that I've craved a lot lately, and it's buttered fried eggs, so buttery fried eggs with charred tomatoes and caramelized onions piled up on some nice crusty fresh toasted sourdough bread. So this is something that's really simple to make, and I feel like I say that every video, but that's how I like to cook, because there are only a few ingredients, but they complement each other so well, so you can taste every ingredient very distinctively, and you're not gonna get this jumbled up mess of one flavor made up of like a bunch of flavors. So we are gonna get started with this delicious breakfast for dinner. That's right, I wanted to say breakfast. Dinner for breakfast. I'm just gonna chop this onion, actually slice the onion, rather. Here we go with my eyes again. Okay, here we go. I like to get that nasty layer, that first layer off. I don't like that. It becomes really rubbery. Okay. Just good, sort of half moon. You don't have to go too thin. Next one, before I start crying on camera again. Okay, so now that we've got that, the onion all sliced, I'm gonna take some butter and put it in a pan that is on like medium heat. A good amount of butter. Like, this is 3 tablespoons, because it's a lot of onion. Maybe 3 is a little overkill, but I'm hungry. You can wait until the butter is all melted before you go ahead and add in the onion, but it doesn't matter. I added them practically at the same time. The point is you want the heat to be on around medium. You don't want your onions to burn, and you just want the butter to slowly cook. You don't want the butter to burn either. And I'm just gonna semi-nurse this for about 25 minutes. That means every once in a while I'll come back to the stove, give it a nice stir, and then let it go. Okay, so it's been like 25 minutes, I'd say, and I kept it on medium-low. After a few minutes I changed it from medium to medium-low, the heat, and it's just on low right now waiting for me, because I've got some nice ripe tomatoes here, and I'm just gonna give these a slice, and we're just gonna put them into the pan. I'm gonna get 2. These, just make sure you wash them first. All of your produce, even if it comes in a bag, wash it first, because there could be chemicals in there and you don't want to eat those, so just give it a good wash. Let me first show you guys my caramelized onions. So, look at that. So I'm just gonna set the onion aside and then put in my tomatoes. And I'm gonna turn up the burner up to medium, because I wanna get a good char on these. And you don't wanna make these too thin, because then you're not gonna be able to get them out of the pan that easily. So after a couple minutes, I think, you are gonna find that the underside is charred nicely, and you're just gonna flip it over, and they're just gonna get nice and sweet. The tomato flavor is just gonna become more robust, and just flip them over, give them another minute or so, take them off the heat, and then we're gonna do our eggs next. Okay, I'm just gonna give the stuff some salt. So it's just cooking in the residual butter that was left over. You do want to salt it, because you want each layer of that open face sandwich to have strong flavor. So you see that nice little charred edge on that? That's what you want to see. Okay, so now it's been a couple minutes. I'm gonna just take them off after I flip them over, give them another minute. So it's so easy, just one pan. Okay, more butter. Go ahead and let it melt. And the way you can fry your egg however you want to fry your egg. You don't even have to fry it if you don't want to, but that's how we're making it today. And I'm just gonna melt this butter on medium heat, and then I'm gonna start cracking my eggs in. Salt, a lot of salt. Just kidding, it's not a lot of salt. It's a perfect amount of salt. It's what the egg wants. And once you eat it, you're gonna realize it's also what you really want. Some pepper. So I like this crispy edge on mine. If you don't like it, turn down the heat. You do need butter in this. Don't use any other kind of oil. Just go with the butter, man. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's good for you. You're gonna soak up more nutrients that way, and it tastes darn good. So go with the flow. Go with the butter. I am cooking tonight for the first time in probably a couple of weeks because my posts have slowed down because I've had a big meeting on Monday, and it was an important meeting for me. Now I'm relieved and I can cook again. Literally, I was probably eating top ramen and toast, just regular toast with an egg like this because it's so nutritious, it's so good, and it's quick. But I probably did that like twice. The rest of the time was top ramen, takeout, pizza, I don't know, down the street, Mediterranean. I wasn't really good to myself, but now I'm making up for it. Just you want the white, the egg white, to become completely opaque. Okay, so I've got my toasted sourdough bread, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some onion down, woo, some tomato, and last but not least, Egg McMuffin. Just kidding. It's not an Egg McMuffin. Far from an Egg McMuffin. Okay. Okay. This has to be cut. I cannot just, you know. I can't. So let's cut this. Yes. It's so good. Those flavors together, you can't beat it. This is such a good, just filling, satisfying, healthy. Yes, healthy. Butter and salt is healthy. Forever I will advocate that. And it is just the perfect little breakfast for dinner meal, and I'm just gonna devour it now. You can go on to my website, honestandtasty.com, where you can find the ingredients and the whole recipe plus more recipes. Okay guys, I'll see you later. I'm gonna have at it. See ya. Woo! All right, I need a breather. Sick of crying. I have a tear streaming. Okay, it's going into my mouth now. 1 second. Embarrassing. Oh my god. Freaking egg.